Today I fucked up by taking a vacation. This happened a few months ago. I am a student and I was working at an Indian restaurant as a part-time chef, and I was good at it and was being paid well, and the management was good at giving bonuses as well. The money helped me a lot as a student, and I was going to stick to my job until I complete my graduation. I hadn't taken a holiday for over a year now, and me and my friend decided to go somewhere for a week. I asked my manager for a week off and he told me he could grant the leave only if I find someone who could fill in that position for a week. I asked a friend of mine who had no job as a student and had been searching for a job, and my friend accepted my request and the manager approved my leave. Fast forward a couple of weeks and I come back from my vacation and return to work, and my manager tells me I'm fired and need not come to work from tomorrow. He fired me because my friend of mine was apparently a better cook than I am, and he even decided to drop out and pursue cooking as his full-time career. I am happy for him, but I haven't found another job which I was interested in, and I am struggling for money at the moment, and my parents are sending me money every month. I still have a year until graduation and I hope I find a job soon. Too long didn't read. I went for a vacation and asked my friends to replace me for a week, and I was fired after my return from vacation as my friend was better at cooking than I was. Did you have fun on your vacation? Yes, I did. Thank you for asking. Smile. Well, that happens. Keep actively looking for a job. Your restaurant was small? Then maybe a position in a good restaurant as sous chef will be rewarding in learning. I know many customers are assholes, but many others really appreciate the good job of a good working kitchen. Never forget you are there for the customers, the assholes too, and most, do appreciate a good job. If you are serious about it and able to communicate it, you will find a good new position. Wow, your boss was an asshole. The manager left the restaurant soon after as his wife had divorced him and left state, and he became a drug addict, and one of the waitress snitched to the owner that he was taking drugs, and our employee policy clearly mentioned that employees taking drugs will not be employees anymore. So you brought your friend, a random guy who didn't have a job and wasn't a trained employee at your restaurant, to your boss and said, here is some dude you never met, he will fill in for me for a week, and your boss said okay? This story, with the details we are given, doesn't really make any fucking sense, tbh. What kind of restaurants only has one cook? It had several cooks, but the manager was an asshole and he didn't want me to go without me finding a person to temporarily fulfill the vacancy that I was leaving. Today I fucked up by calling my manager a fucking bitch. Happened a couple hours ago. I'm the maintenance supervisor for an apartment complex, and I was helping my tech move one of our model apartments to a new location. Knowing I would get thirsty, I grab my water bottle and fill her up before we begin. We've made a few solid trips and wanted to take 5 for a drink of water and text some vendors back. I go to grab my water bottle and can't find it. I'm getting pissed because I'm thirsty and I had just bought the water bottle a month ago. Lose shit all the time, and it truly annoys me how awful I am at keeping track of things. I'm looking all over, backtracking from one apartment to the other and back down to the shop. I finally make my way to the office where the break room is, thinking I might have just left it when I filled it up and didn't even bring it with me. I walk into the office and the break room is immediately to the left. There in all its glory is my water bottle sitting on the table. I was desperate for something to drink and angry for misplacing it, so I blurt out, "There you are, you fucking bitch." Just as I started yelling, my manager walks around corner from printing something off and was standing right by the bottle. It was clear she thought I was talking to her, and I don't think I've ever seen anyone so appalled or shocked in my life. Except for once in the military, but that's another story. Realizing I just fucked up, I dash forward and scrabble over the table, chest high, to grab my water bottle and explain. I gasp, "Not you. The water bottle. Couldn't find it." She realized what I was trying to say and went from, "I'm a slapper bitch," straight to gut-busting laughter. We stood there for a solid minute laughing our asses off. Thankfully she swears like a sailor too and thought the whole thing was hilarious. The moral of the story is work with cool people and don't yell at inanimate objects. Too long didn't read, lost my water bottle, and when I found it I yelled, "There you are, you fucking bitch," right as my manager was rounding the corner. She thought I was yelling at her before realizing I'm just an insane person yelling at inanimate objects, and and much laughter ensued. Edit, the army story. So I joined the army at 17, my parents had to sign a waiver and I was off to basic training. Now at 17 years old I was 6 feet tall. Respectable enough of a height, but I was only 137 pounds. A whip-thin toothpick being sent to some of the meanest people on earth. Now I was fit, played sports and the like. This training though, you were ked. I was running everywhere. When I wasn't running, I was doing sit-ups, push-ups or some twisted workout the drill sergeant came up with. Now at 17 years metabolism is insane. Add extreme muscle fatigue to that and you have a starving kid on your hands. So when it came to chow time, I line up and wait to move through. I said yes to everything I saw. Scrambled eggs, hard-boiled eggs, omelette, hash browns, bacon, sausage, pancakes, waffles. You get the idea. By the time I was through the line I had a literal mountain on my tray. Drill sergeant sees this and beeline it right for me. God damn it, soldier. This isn't a fucking buffet. Drill sergeant. I know, drill sergeant. Then what in the name of Saint holy fat fucks are you doing? Drill sergeant. I'm sorry, drill sergeant. I'm just really hungry, drill sergeant. He gets all calm and smooth like just as this smile spreads across his face. Alright private. I'm going to give you a 60 seconds. If you can eat all this in 60 seconds I'll never bug you during chow time again. Drill sergeant. Okay, drill sergeant. He pulls out his watch and tells me to go. I lift the entire tray up with one hand and begin to shovel food down. I swallowed a pancake whole. I wasn't even chewing. At this point I did not want to know what would happen if I failed this. I wouldn't have eaten in peace ever again. I've eaten nearly everything within 30 seconds. Only thing left was a bowl of cereal in those little packages and a banana. I rip open the cereal and milk and just start pouring it like a jackass taking a shots. I was stuffed. My body wasn't prepared for this. Grab the banana, no time is limited, and to the horror of my drill sergeant and my entire unit. Without thinking I just fisted a whole banana down my throat like a high-end whore. I was so full I gagged a little in what had to be the weirdest suddenly gay moment of everyone's life. My whole unit who was cheering just went fucking silent. The drill sergeant looked at me like he just saw his kid doing porn. He saw something that day no drill sergeant wanted to see. But I was left alone for chow for the rest of basic. Quick edit, just wanted thank everyone for the laughs. Y'all have me laughing my ass off with your comments. Thank you for the laughs and I'll share more stories next week. Talking the wife to Universal Studios, so I'll be out of touch for a while. Thanks again to everyone. That army story is pure gold. I died laughing. Edited to add, thank you for my first gold, you kind stranger. I shall enjoy in the afterlife since this post has me deceased. Reminds me of the first paper I ever wrote for college. The title was Clever Title, bitch. It was supposed to be a reminder for me to make a clever title, but I forgot and had to explain to my professor that I was the bitch, and not him. That wasn't aimed at you, bitch. Ha ha ha. That's fantastic. Thanks for the laugh. My stupidity, if anything, is definitely amusing. I'm glad you got a laugh out of it. Dude, the military story. I don't think I've ever laughed so hard at a Reddit post. Amazing. Today I fucked up by taking a dump in the woods and ending up in the ER. Obligatory. This didn't actually happen today. This happened my senior year of high school and it's taken a decade for me to feel brave enough to tell anyone. First off, it's important to note I live in a rural area in the Midwestern states. Lots of farms and woods, not much else. Second relevant fact is I have IBS stomach issues that flare up whenever I get nervous. So on this particular day I was driving to pick up a young lady to go on our first date. This was not any first date, we were going to go to prom together. Was pretty into this girl, so saying I was nervous is an understatement. When people say they are so nervous that their stomach is turning, that was literally me. My bowels were ready to blow. Problem though, I didn't want to show up at the girl's house and rush in to wreck the toilet, but there also weren't any gas stations or anything to stop at on the drive. So my stupid teenage mind comes up with a simple yet elegant solution. Pull over and take a dump in the woods. I didn't think that through. When I stopped I realized I didn't have any toilet paper, so I grabbed a t-shirt my buddy had left in my back seat, didn't tell him what happened until years later, and headed into the woods. I did what I went to do, left the defiled shirt in the woods and headed back to the car. Surprisingly, the night went great. Had a wonderful time, bunch of memories, all that stuff. The real fun though kicked in a day or two later. I just hopped out of the shower and felt a bump on the underside of my scrotum. Upon closer inspection I found there's a tick secularly latched and enjoying life. I freak. I tried removing it but that sucker was dug in tight. My first reaction is to tell my folks, but if my siblings found out I'd never live that down. I thought about driving to the ER but I didn't have my own insurance, so I finally disclosed it all to my pops. He handled it like a pro, though I'm sure he and mom had a laugh later, and took me to the ER. I got it removed and don't seem any worse for it. Oh, and the girl from prom, she's my wife of 5 years now. And she's never to know this. TL doctor, I dropped my pants in the woods, got a dick tick and ended up in the ER to get it removed. Tick on a dick. Bet when you were hoping to get something to suck you on prom night, that's not what you had in mind. You can bet I told my high school buddies I got sucked though. I think your wife would get a kick out of that story. You've been married 5 years, I think it's safe to tell her now. She'd definitely think it was funny. I've had a tick on my taint before and I didn't even take a dump in the woods. The thing just found its way up there. Thankfully I felt it quick and it wasn't there for more than a few hours. Ticks are my worst fear and I think you just ruined my life. Have you seen a therapist? Sounds like you were the recipient of an unsolicited dick tick. Secularly latched. At least you didn't get one of them damn proselytizing ticks.